It is the 10th of April, 1942. We have heard through diplomatic channels and informers on the ground that Finland is planning to recapture the areas that they've lost in the last war and join the Germans in their effort. That means we are going to need, now that we have stabilized the front in the west, we are going to need some army troops in the north to make sure that Finland isn't going to cause any more troubles. We are currently preemptively justifying on Finland. It's going to be done in June, and we are creating a new army to deal with that threat. Plus, we're going to have some tank divisions here to help out as well. In the meantime, the Luftwaffe, the threat of the Luftwaffe, as our spies that have started covering large areas of Germany are reporting, is actually in a terrible shape. So right now, the Luftwaffe only has 1,200 planes in the air. Out of these, 605 are Bf-109s. The rest is a mixture of close air support and other bombers that aren't. And it looks like we might be outproducing them relatively effectively in that regard. Their general stability and war support is suffering, probably from the losses that they're taking, because so far the German Reich has taken 2 million losses against 200,000 losses that they've inflicted. So a 1 to 10 kill-death ratio, which is, I would say, pretty good. That's because we have been on the defensive most of the time, but right now we are holding the lines against the Axis pretty effectively. Next up, we do need to, however, deal with the threat of Finland, because as you can see, they are amassing troops along the borders, and that threat needs to be eliminated once and for all, and our northern borders secured, because also Germany is in Norway as well. For that purpose, we have some air wings training, and I think they're almost done actually. And we create anything better here? No, I think we're good for now. So do that. And in the east, we have potentially problems as well, but we'll deal with them. Japan is making inroads and seems to have crossed the mountain range in communist China, but they're still stuck behind the river lines, and it doesn't look like they're getting across there. They have been pushed back out. China is actually fielding some tanks. I believe these are ours. These aren't even Chinese. Yes, they are. So it looks like we have delivered at some point some tanks. We might have. And yeah, Japan is still struggling to make anything happen here, but slowly progressing. And it looks like they have taken Cebu in the Philippines and are now making inroads southwards. So the Mindanao is probably going to be falling as well, in the not too far future. Anyway, our next focus is just to let things roll as they go on the front against Germany, and make sure that we are getting ready. We're sinking. We keep sinking their transport ships. Some of our submarines are quite effective there. What are we actually building in terms of navy? I mean, not an awful lot. Buk-class destroyers mostly. Stalin questions Finnish sovereignty. Yes, absolutely. The Finns are gearing up for trouble. I mean, look at that. So we definitely we have to keep an eye on the dates. We definitely need the troops in place before before the justification finishes. Well, another ace pilot, nice. And yeah, the motives of Finland especially we are questioning. We're running a bit of propaganda under the leadership of Stalin to ensure that our war support is going up. It should go from that, but we'll see how that goes. And yes, definitely the Finns are up to no good, and we are going to need those divisions in the field. I can already deploy these all, but Yeah, we're good on manpower again. We've got 1 million men, so we might as well. How's our stockpile looking? We need more troops in the east as well. I think we are still good on equipment, so I might as well deploy these guys. Then we can actually get them. So that's all 24 divisions. New army goes into the. This would be the where are we up to now? I mean these are no, not there. There we go. What are we up to now? These are all militia troops, and we are at the 8th Army, 9th Army. This is the. We need to rename that. That is the 2nd motorized. 2nd motorized. There. And we've got the 10th Army. 10th Army. I would like to have the Mountaineers up in the north at some point, but most of this terrain is flat here in the north, so we don't need it quite yet. But the 10th Army does need a general. And do we have anybody who's into infantry? We still got somebody who's called by Stalin. I thought that was... didn't we complete Lessons of War? I thought that was already gone. Cautious, politically connected, old guard. Nah, he's a defensive. That's an armor officer. Cavalry officers. He's an armor officer. Yeah, don't really have any infantry guys anymore. So there you go. You're up. And you are going to get a front line here. There we go. And start planning an offensive to take over Finland and remove that threat from our northern flank here and secure that. Meanwhile, and yes, you can train your troops in the field as they go. Do we have a railway gun ready? No, we don't. All right. So we have hammered the Luftwaffe into submission. They are actively, yeah, they are hurting. I think we have at this point such an aerial superiority that the Luftwaffe, the remaining elements of the Luftwaffe are being ground down. And there's not an awful lot left that they have. We're not going to go on the offensive there just yet, but we might actually divert a couple of divisions here. No, I think I'm going to need these on the front lines because this is a relatively long front line. Yeah, no, it's all right. I was thinking of planning a naval invasion here. How does that actually look like? Upper Baltic. There's nothing going on here. So we could do a naval invasion around Helsinki from Tallinn. Can I actually train naval troops? I cannot. We do have paratrooper brigades, but it wouldn't do us. I don't think they'll be capable of taking Helsinki by themselves because Helsinki is relatively well defended, and then that means we're just going to push with the tanks. The same thing we did last time. Worked well last time. Why should we change it? Insufficient resources. What are we short on? Rubber. No. To nobody's great surprise. It's just one rubber, so I think that's all right. We're intensifying the pilot training program to improve our Soviet Air Force still further. But I think at this point, the Air Force is going to be very, very capable of dealing with what it needs to deal with. We don't have a Navy commander, and that's okay. We don't need one. Siam joins the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. Okay, so it definitely escalates in the east. That is actually a problem, because Siam is now in a position to invade British Malaya, and British Malaya is currently our source of rubber. So Japan, yeah, I wasn't wrong about Japan here. Japan is a problem. Can we actually see what their losses are? Let's see, current wars. Japanese-Chinese war. The Japanese have lost 1 million troops against China, and China has lost 4.5 million troops against Japan. Yeah, but they sort of have a 2-to-1 superiority in available troops. So China isn't going to last forever. So the threat in the east from Japan, and yet they are marching through the Philippines as well. They will eventually invade the Dutch East Indies and British Malaya, which means our supply of rubber is going to dry up. But there's not an awful lot we can do about this at this point. I am considering if I should move one of my agents into... if I should move one of my agents into Finland. Yes, we probably do that. So you build your Intel network in Helsinki. Let's see what the Finns are up to and what we can gather. These are just ace pilots. Yeah, the Luftwaffe is losing all their ace pilots, and we are sinking a couple of convoys. But other than that, it's not an awful lot that's happening, and it is relatively quiet on the Western Front, at least on our Western Front. We are a bit short on. Why are we training here? Who's training? Oh, you're not supposed to be training. Why are you training? No, you are supposed to. Oh, did I train the wrong divisions? Okay, no, you're not supposed. Actually, they can actually. It seems to be relatively quiet here. I'm actually thinking if I'm going to move because the 9th Army is technically part of the Northern Front here. I might be able to move them off actually. We have pretty much parity in divisions on the front lines. It's just that the Germans are no longer that under strength. So, but now in the north they are. There are a couple of divisions here that are, especially the armored divisions that are under strength. These are the most dangerous ones. So it's a bit of a lull in the fighting. I am wondering if I can move these guys off here from the front lines. Just because they are suffering supply-wise. Is there anything we can do from the supply? We have sufficient supply here. It's just really that we might need another supply hub just to help supply this. Let's construct one. Supply hub. We could build one straight at the front line. And that would probably sort that out. But we could also just plug the gap here because we're sort of hurting here as well. So I'm thinking of building one here. I know that's straight at the front line. The front line is well fortified at this point, however. So well, maybe there, here or there. Okay. So, no. Construct me a supply hub there, please. And railway from there to... No? Railway from there to there. Okay. This is really... The game is struggling to... There we go. Struggling to let me do that. And that obviously needs to be a level 3 railroad. Okay. Priority. We're building up military factories. We are going to probably need some more civilian factories. We've got 192. So let's queue a couple up. This is gonna be a hot area there, but we can build a couple there, and a couple more in here. That should do it, and then we can expand again our military infrastructure. It probably will make sense to build up a bit more infrastructure here, and then build up the military there. Okay, so Soviet military is building up. The Air Force is set and ready to go. We have constructed an airport, so we are already... We do have 2 areas, however. So I'm thinking of splitting them, to be honest, because from here... so we've got the fighter wings. They are struggling to reach Finland from there. We could send one close air support over to Leningrad and have them on this air zone. And one close air support from here. No, we send one north to deal with northern Scandinavia, and we do the same with the fighter wings. We send one to Leningrad, and we will send the other one north, and then we've got that all sorted out. And then these can support area superiority and close air support, and the same goes for you. There we go. All right. Logistics Company 3 is done. That might help a little bit. Where Where are we? Logistics. Logistics 4 is still way ahead. But we can improve. Yeah, we're going to go engineering 3 because that'll give us additional entrenchment and also improve the attack for flame tanks, which we don't have yet. But you know, there's only so many things I can do at the same time. We shot another down. Yeah, the Luftwaffe is finished. So now it's just a question of the Finns, which means we are going to have to start moving these tank divisions away from their fallback line, and they will start getting an actual front line. They will get a front line here, and we'll get an assault order towards Helsinki. I think that Armored Fist is going to deal with Helsinki relatively easily. And yeah, the Germans have stopped attacking. We're dug in. We're relatively safe. Oh, we're getting a couple of attacks here across the river line, but I don't think that is getting anywhere. Yeah, we are so entrenched and experienced at this point that these assaults here by, what are these? I don't even know anymore. They're all gone. Yeah, these assaults are going to fail. They're not going to get across there. Nope. Manchukuo, will you be quiet? How is it looking in Asia? Asia is worrying me a bit. It looks like Siam is not actually assaulting British Malaya. Maybe they don't have the troops to do so. And Vichy France is still in control of Indochina. So maybe that demand was rejected. And yeah, Japan is still not really making an awful lot of progress here. But Japan has landed in British Malaya. Yes, that's exactly what I was afraid of. So I think the next research that gets free will need to improve our rubber production, because we're still behind on rubber, and that is not a good thing. Whew. Our submarines are trying to sink some German convoys, but the Germans are guarding these, escorting these convoys, so there's not an awful lot we can do about it. The other thing I think that I missed here is that we can get the Leningrad Polytechnical Institute, which gives us a research slot. So that's what we're going to be doing next. And then, yeah, not much. Okay, small assaults. I'm just keeping a little bit of an eye in case the Germans are, because these troops are not to be underestimated. But given that we have ground down the Luftwaffe, I think these assaults here that they're launching, it is a German offensive, but I don't think they're going to get through there. They just don't have. Oh, Spain has joined the Allies. Oh, that's interesting. So the Germans are not going to get through there. They just don't have the firepower. Their infantry divisions, even though they have some capabilities, are just never going to get through our guard divisions here. So Spain has joined the Allies, which means Germany suddenly has a big problem on the other front. That might be an opportunity for us to start an offensive, actually. I mean, the tanks are ready. So we could begin. We'll see how that plays out. If we are seeing a significant reduction of German troops on the front lines, because they have still a slight numerical superiority, then we will. Then we might start. The offensive, because it might still be a while until the Allies find the courage to get across the channel. But let us deal with Finland first, I believe, at this point. 22nd of May, yes. So let us halt the not these guys. Yeah, we can stop all the training exercises here. Okay, so let's halt the training exercises. We can get another tactical bomber, strategic bombing. Don't care. Strategic bombing, don't care. This is interception detection. Yeah, we can get that one. So we'll just finish up the doctrine tree here. We are not getting the army experience just because there's not too much fighting, but we will get there eventually. And for now, the troops are digging in across the lines. I think the supply situation is all right because we have built. Yes, so Spain's now in the war, which means these guys are on. Okay, yeah, I need to do that by hand by the looks of it. Yes, you guys need to be on motorized support, please. Thank you. That should improve the situation further. Yes. Okay, so we are good here supply-wise. Troops are starting to dig in. And big development, Spain. Spain has joined. The Germans are launching sort of a spring offensive here, or mid-year offensive. They might be trying again to make something happen. But if they're starting to pull troops off because of the Spain situation, then we might have an opportunity here. But in the meantime, let's see that we can sort out Finland, and I don't think that'll be a massive challenge. Modify government. What can we do? We can get ourselves a chief of navy. We still have one for the military high command. So let's see if we can army regrouping. Anything that I'm interested in. I mean, army regrouping wouldn't be bad. More division recovery. Yeah, let's take it. So we've got that sorted. We are sinking. We're sinking some convoys here in the Black Sea. They're trying again to launch assaults across the river lines, but yeah, they're really not going to get anywhere. So the question while we're waiting, we've got a couple more tank divisions. The question while we're waiting, let's fill up. How many we've got? 6 tank divisions should be enough for Finland. Let's give them to Zhukov and move them. The interesting question will be, where do we attack? So a potential for attack, this is all forested territory. A potential for attack could be a river crossing and breakthrough in the north here and cut them off at Memel and shorten the whole front line. So maybe we'll send the tanks. That's actually where they are. Well, good. So we can concentrate. We can start concentrating Zhukov's tanks. Once we don't need them for counterattacks, we can start concentrating them in the north and deal with that. He can get the infantry expert. Yes, please. Anybody else? Voroshilov. Yes. This is Army Group West. So. How many? He's got 1 trait, so lots of things that we can take. I think Logistics Wizard is what I want because minus 15% supply consumption across the board is a good one. So I'll take that. Anybody else? I think you can be Vlasov can be an infantry expert. There we go. And yes, I know. We've lost one of our aces. War support isn't going up. Sorry, there was war support. I'm an idiot. Yes, it's stability. You've probably all been, and this one improves war support. So, yeah. What else can we do here? More metal, more weapons. Don't really need it. Consumer good factories, but yeah, that is oil for the motherland. Don't need it either. We're good on oil. Factory output improved. So yeah, a couple of things we can do. I think I would like to get the material designer in, and then we are going to then we can then we can use that on propaganda. So let's use it for that. All right, we're not too far away from being ready for war with Finland. What are we on? 24th of June. So we're still a month away almost. I can speed that up a little bit because there's not an awful lot happening right now. These battles are they might be defeating the occasional division here, but these assaults across the lines here really they're desperate at this point. They're sending infantry divisions that just have no chance into the meat grinder, and we're shooting down planes, and they're they're not making any difference. So these attempts of getting across here are really not getting them anywhere. Finland, again, we're gonna execute the exact same plan as last time, although I am somewhat tempted to see how much we can actually get done in the north here as well. Pilot training program has been completed, which means we can now create the Leningrad Polytechnical Institute for an additional research slot, which we desperately need because we've got a lot of things where we are behind. Research is ongoing. We definitely need more rubber. Just in case, let's have a quick look at the situation in East Asia. Okay, it looks like Japan is not making too much of an advance here around British Malaya, or the Dutch East Indies for that matter. And they're not advancing in the Philippines either. It could be that their invasion force has been defeated. Okay, so Spain. What is Spain now doing? Yes, it looks like they are trying to liberate France. And is that causing the Germans to start moving? No, the Germans are actually increasing their troop concentrations, especially around the center. So it looks like Army Group Center is still under the delusion that they can make a push towards Moscow. That is a big delusion. That is not going to happen. But yeah, with Spain at the edge of Bordeaux, I think they're gonna have to react at some point and start pulling troops off. Yeah, there are significant troop movements behind the front lines. I think they will have to react here, and yeah, it looks like they've been checked near Bordeaux, and it looks like Vichy France is actually making inroads towards Spain. So at least now the Allies are having a foothold here. So it could be that we'll be seeing American troops. Actually, has America joined the Allies just yet? The Turkish are requesting a non-aggression pact. Interesting, because Italy hasn't had any success anywhere. Italy has lost Africa completely. Italy is not finishing up Greece, and it might be that Turkey sees the future in Europe not going the Axis way and would like to sign a non-aggression pact. Yeah, I'm going to accept that. I don't necessarily have an interest in Turkey. I'm just more cautious that they're not joining the enemy side. But other than that, I'm not super keen on it. How's the air looking? Yeah, Luftwaffe is steadily being reduced to absolute rubble. I mean, we've got a 1 to 3 kill ratio here in fighters alone, and I think that was the final. Yeah, that's the final doctrine we can take. So that's that, and we are almost ready to sort out Finland. We might even be able to pull some. How does it look in Belarus? Yeah, we've got a significant. We're not doing an awful lot on the ground, however. So I am thinking of pulling these close air wings north into Finland for now. Let's bring them to Leningrad and see how that looks. Because we're not having a huge impact. There's still too many fighters in the air that we're not having a massive impact on the ground. We're not going on the offensive, so they might be of better use over Finland. How is that looking? We can almost cover the air zone, so it's not too bad. And it looks like the Spanish assault is being beaten back here. It'd be interesting to know what's on the ground there. We could send an attaché. No, we don't have the political power to do that. But the justification for conquering Finland is complete. So I think it is about time to sort out the Finnish problem once and for all. So we are going to declare war on Finland. Finland is non-aligned, is not part of anybody. Communist support is actually relatively strong in Finland. So let us finish what we've started. And the first order of business is our tanks are going to move towards Helsinki. We do need to get the supply lines sorted out. So we're going to get the second group to roll along the northern supply lines here. And then attack Helsinki from the north. Okay. And we've got another tank, another group of tanks here, which can... which honestly, yeah, we'll just lead them along the same lines. So go towards Helsinki, and we'll see if we can make any inroads with infantry in the north here. Do we have a couple of? We should have a couple of guards divisions. It looks like they're all concentrated in the south. Okay, so where are the? I'm sort of keen to take the port of Kirkenes here in the north. So let's see if we can make something happen here, and what that's going to look like. Okay, so that looks like it might be successful. Let's see if we can push to Kirkenes, and the tanks here are completely steamrolling. Yeah, the tanks here are completely steamrolling the Finnish divisions. So I think we can, we don't even need to manage that by hand. We can just give a general assault order and just assault Finland across the borders here. Yes. So that, I don't think Finland is going to, yeah, I don't think Finland is going to stand a chance here, especially that we're coming in with heavy air support as well. Assembly line production is done. Nice, more production efficiency. That's still ahead of time. I said I was going to improve rubber processing. Yes, we're going to do that. Also, that one is almost ready, and we can still do the excavation tech. But let's do that first. This is probably just more ace pilots. Yep, that's another ace pilot. Okay. And we're building up our understanding of the front lines here much better as well. I think given the situation, yeah, we'll leave them there until we conquer Helsinki, and then that's that. Yeah, I mean there's absolutely nothing that the Finns are able to do here. We have taken Helsinki. Tanks can move north to Tampere, and then we'll just move the other tank divisions towards Vasa. There's absolutely nothing they can do. To defend themselves here. They are having some success here. Some relatively decent defense going on there, but with air support, we might relocate some of the close air support wings here. So let's take 2 CAS wings up north and get them to assist in the north here. And that might make things a little bit easier. Other than that, yeah, the Finns have nothing to defend themselves with against the Soviet tank armies, and it is still quiet here. So let's check the other interesting fronts while that's happening and see what the Vichy French are doing. It looks like it has quieted down somewhat. They have held Bordeaux, but they are not making too much progress inroad-wise. We have doctrine available. Yes, please. Breakthrough priority. Plus 10% breakthrough for tanks and for all infantry. Yes, please. I very much want. How is it looking in China? Yeah, Japan is still not getting across the river lines here, and they are making slow inroads, but slow inroads are slow. They have started to do some conquering in the Dutch East Indies, and they're still not in Mindanao. So well, we'll let that roll. But yeah, Finland should be just a matter of days. And we can get 1 tank division just to go after their population centers. Just take Lappi, and I think we don't even need to completely destroy the Finnish army. We just remove their You move south to Turku. You move north. Is there anything still? I don't think there is anything still. So just conquer some more territory. And yeah, the infantry is making inroads as well. We have taken Kirkenes. And it looks like we will have a somewhat longer border with Norway. So I'm tempted to cut off that off as well, and see what we do there. But for now, yeah, we're just finishing up the Finns. The India Quit movement, Indian calls for independence. We'll see about the doomed attempt at freedom. Anything else that we need to take here? That's not an awful lot. And yeah, they're collapsing. I don't even know where they have their capital. Oh, they have their capital up. No, where is it? Was it not up north there? Okay. So the capital is up north here, actually. So let's just take that. And then that should be the end of Finland. Hold Kirkenes for now. And then we will see if we can... And Finland has capitulated. So that's that. Great news. What can we demand? We can take their navy. I don't know how much. I don't know what there is, but sure, we'll take it. We can change the. Oh, can we not? Oh, we can only do one of them. This is the first time that I'm actually doing this, so I don't really. So for all of it, change the government. We could change the government to. We could change the government to communists in Finland, which means we don't have to deal with the northern borders, and or we could just take all of it. Interesting question. We could puppet them, and that's probably not a bad idea. So having a Finnish puppet under our control, and we could. Where do we need? Dismantle military industry? No. We can just puppet them. War reparations? Not really. That's fine. Yeah, we could puppet Finland, so they are under our control, and they have some resources, but nothing we really want. So that way we don't have to deal with the northern situation here, and we have some security along the borderlines here. So we don't need to maintain the whole armed forces here to keep this safe. Yep. Okay. So we'll puppet Finland. Submit our demands. And anything else we can demand? We can take the navy. They have 2 ships. These are coastal defense ships. I don't want the navy. And in that case, that's all the demands I can make. So I'm going to pass. How is that going to? Oh, fair enough. I have to confirm and exit. We also are we changing the government? Okay, I'm slightly confused by the new new system. So we're changing the government and we're taking Finland as puppet. Is that what we're doing? I think that's how it works. So we can also we have to okay. I don't want the navy, and that's the only thing we can. So confirm and exit. So Finland is now communist, and the SKP has been put in power in Red Finland, and we now have exiled divisions. All right. So yeah, the Northern Army is not quite needed here at this point. So they can potentially... what happened here in Kirkenes? Oh, because we actually have taken Kirkenes from the Germans. We could liberate Norway using the... we could hand over the 10th Army. We can send the 10th Army. That's something we can do. We're going to send the 10th Army and I would like the whole 10th Army, please. We can send the 10th Army south to replace the mountaineers. So let's send them south. The tank forces of the 2nd Motorized, they can... we can move the 2nd Motorized if we're doing a thrust here in the north and trying to cut them off in the Baltics towards Memel. Then this is all still forest, so it's going to be difficult to get across. But we can send them to... We can send them probably over here. So we're going to get them a front line and see if we can get across the rivers and break through, start our offensive operations. So 2nd Motorized is going to be part of the Baltic States Strategic Offensive Operation, and that is going to be 2nd Motorized. And the Air Force is no longer required up here, so we are going to start concentrating Air Force, an Air Force here as well. So let's send everything. Let's send everything we have here south, and get them redirected towards the Baltics. There we go. And that gives us some time to prepare that. Exiled divisions are going to sort themselves out. Red Finland is now our puppet. And I would say that was a successful operation. Next up, I think the Germans are assaulting us here again. Are they getting anywhere? No. The defensive values that we've got here, just from the experience, intel advantage, air support, entrenchment, fortifications, and everything else, is just so massive that they have no way of breaking through here. Now this is, a lot of this is defensive because of the why are we attacking here? Stop attacking. Why the heck are you attacking? Okay. Oh, this is like a port guard division that was trying to get through and went on the wrong side of the front line. But what we can start doing in the next episode is begin preparations against the Germans. I don't think they have significantly weakened the front lines, but we can start bringing the mountain troops up north once the 10th has arrived, and we can start liberating parts of Norway. And then we can start offensive operations against Germany, together with the pressure from the Allies through Spain against Vichy France. And yeah, maybe do all that before Japan has managed to take things over. Unfortunately, Siam seems to have no intention of taking out British Malaya, but it's not a huge deal at this point because in 100 days we're going to have that sorted anyway. So. All good. So, Red Finland. We are expanding communism through Europe, as things should be. And I think next episode we're going to start planning offensive operations against the Germans, and see if we can start something in the north and start pushing them back towards Memel, secure the Baltics, and generally make them suffer. We also need to get across here and deal with Romania and Hungary, or Greater Hungary, as they like to call themselves at this point, just to secure the Black Sea. So that's potentially another offensive operation. We do have some tank divisions here that we no longer need for counterattacks. So we'll wait for the armies to get in place, and then we might be able to... this is all terrain-wise. What are we looking at? This is all plains. So once we're breaking through here through Bessarabia into Moldova, we might be able to take Bucharest and create a new front line around here, and just generally cut into the underbelly from that position. So I think there's a lot of opportunity now that the air situation for the Luftwaffe is absolutely disastrous. They don't even have anything anymore. How many planes does the Luftwaffe have remaining at this point? They might have also lost a lot in the Battle for Britain, but yeah, they've got 600 airplanes left. The Luftwaffe is defeated. So with the Luftwaffe defeated, I think it is time for us to begin offensive operations against Germany, carve up the front, and begin the long push towards Berlin. And that's it for me today. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.